in the race for New York's 22nd Congressional District. CitrusTV can now project that Democratic State Senator John Mannion will win, defeating Republican incumbent Congressman Brandon Williams. You know, this is not exactly a surprise to see John Mannion win this seat. This seat was specifically redrawn so that John Mannion could win, and John Mannion voted on those lines that helped him win this seat. Listen, the way that the race was chopped up, the last time around, Brandon Williams had to kind of lift a lot to win in a seat that was Biden +7. Now it's a Biden +11 seat because they chopped in half my home county of Oneida. They moved everything north of Utica is now a part of Elise Stefanik's district, which again we called Elise Stefanik won this race. And so to see John Mannion win is not particularly surprising. He's getting a little emotional there. He has his wife there by his side as well as his 3 kids. A lot of folks standing there behind John Mannion, including Clemmy Harris, who ran in the Democratic primary. Very interesting to see him declare victory in this race. Probably would not have expected seeing John Mannion in the House of Representatives just a few short years ago. He was a teacher for 30 years in the classroom, worked as a union leader, and then ran for state senate unsuccessfully in 2018, won in 2020, and then won only by 10 votes in 2022 in the 50th Senate District. We expect him to win by a lot more than that tonight, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely, Luke. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, Onondaga County, such a big example of so much federal legislation coming from the Biden administration. And that was a big controversy among the 2 candidates as this race winded down.
Guys, I'm just hearing from a source now that John Mannion was called at this watch party while giving his speech by Brandon Williams to concede the race for Congress in the 22nd District. Let's listen in.
But that was Representative Williams. He was very gracious. You know, he just conceded, but I thank him. I thank him for handling this situation the way that he did. I certainly thank him for his service to this country, and I thank him for his service to NY-22. And that should be commended. We may disagree, and we may support other people, but as I said at the beginning of this, I didn't vote for Brandon Williams, but he was my representative, all right? And as a result, what I remember growing up is that we respected, even if we disagreed, and we gotta get back there, and I respect his service to this country and this district.
All right, we're back now here in the CitrusTV studio. What a surprising moment. We just came in right after it happened, but the senator just confirmed there live for us. The Congressman Williams called John Mannion mid-victory speech and conceded the race for New York's 22nd District. John Mannion is now the congressman-elect for the 22nd District, Jake.
Brandon Williams, just 1 term.
1 term for Brandon Williams. He had never been in politics before, decided to run as an outsider in 2022, surprised everyone by winning the Republican primary against John Kako's deemed predecessor, Steve Wells. He won that primary, ended up winning the general election in 2022 by just 3,000 votes. This time it seems like he is going to lose by a bit more than that this time around because of that redrawing of the map, and also because presidential elections, midterm elections are very different. Brandon Williams benefited from having folks like Lee Zeldin at the top of the ticket for the governor's race in 2022. Brandon Williams also did not capitalize on his seat, his time in office. His first year in office was very chaotic. He had some health episodes that obviously he has no control over, but he also had some really poor staffing. He had some really poor staffing that actually bubbled over and ended up with him being caught on video, cursing out one of his former chiefs of staff and campaign manager. He tried to clean things up in the last year here, but he really has not accomplished very much in Congress. Sometimes it goes to show you that being a political outsider doesn't always mean good things. It means maybe you won't be able to get stuff done if you're in Washington.
Absolutely, Luke. And such an important race for control of the House.
Huge.
Right here in our backyard. I know we expected John Mannion to win for Democrats, but that was
a race. It's a 4-seat majority, and that's
Democrats
1 seat
really
now.
zeroed in on that right here. Right?
Yes,
the speaker
1
was
seat
here.
now.
Leader Jeffries was here. It was a big build-up to this race. I know we expected Mannion to win, but that's still a big thing for Democrats.
We're going to take you live now to Destiny, USA, the embassy suites there, where Congressman Brandon Williams is conceding.
I just, next time they're going to get a better candidate. I don't know what to tell her. Thank you all very much. Caught the very end of the congressman's very short concession speech there, ending with, next time they have to get a better candidate. Aw, that's kind of sad. I don't know.
It is kind of sad to see. It is kind of sad to see, but a lot quicker than we expected in the night, correct?
You know, I had a funny feeling. I had a funny feeling we were going to get something like this around this time.
He has a lot of funny feelings.
It was a very uphill battle for Congressman Williams. You know, I was talking to folks close to his campaign early on about this. They said that their best case scenario was Williams +2 and their worst case scenario was Mannion +3. And I kind of laughed at that, to be completely honest with you, because I think their worst case scenario is happening. It's about to happen. I think it will be closer to Mannion +5, +6, potentially double digits. We'll have to see as these results continue to come in. I'm looking at it right now. We've got about 80% reporting, Mannion up 54 to 46. So much worse than the worst case scenario that they were expecting so far.
Absolutely.